It's been so long.
It has been a while. We say that every single episode, though, don't we?
But in our defense, we had at least attempted to record, but then I think either you were like fucked off, or I was fucked off, or I was sick, you were sick, or we were just like, let's just go to the pub.
Yeah.
Or
that happens a lot.
Or Masala Masala.
Or Masala Masala. Big shout out to them if they could sponsor us. That'd be great.
100%.
Yeah.
I'll just go out for dinner. So now we've actually, New Year's resolution, we've put it in the calendar. Every 2 weeks we do a record.
Mm-hmm.
And I think whether it's supposed to be on Thursday evening, but if it ends up being Saturday evening, like today, then at least we've done it.
At least you tried. But this is technically the first one, so we've missed 2.
No, we missed 1.
We missed 1.
We decided at Masala Masala. Then we missed 1, and I was like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I had the shits.
Not from Masala Masala. I want that on record.
No, I made some like weird,
Fake
I don't know.
Indian.
Yeah, over the New Year, I was like, let's skip this.
Well, here it is.
We're here now.
It's 2025.
2025.
And this is series 2 of It's a Voice Note, not a podcast.
Okay.
How are you, babes?
So let's just address that to make things easier for us, but also for you, because you are a full-time editor. Mm-hmm. This is a non-visual episode, and we're going to start throwing these in.
Yeah.
And they're going to almost be live unless one of us says something incredibly inappropriate. Or you expose my personal sexual life, which you love to discuss.
I live vicariously through you. What was the first thing you said to me when I got off the train?
No, stop it. Stop it. So it's almost going to be live. And then you have this, what is this equipment called?
So we are running a Rodecaster Pro 2. If you're following us on TikTok, you will know us buying this, this kit. We were running on a Zoom portable recorder, and now we have the wonderful Rodecaster Pro 2. But it is Danish, so I feel like I should say, is it Rode?
Don't. It's like when you start speaking Swedish.
Men jag kan faktiskt prata lite svenska. My Danish is like, you talar dansk. I don't speak Danish.
Oh, God. But this is fab. It has a lot of like
it's a lot of
glowing buttons. It has little tappy things. So that's like, it's so live that we're actually in control of the jingles.
Yeah, which is really good. So we're doing this all live, hopefully not using a computer at all. But who knows? That may change.
Yeah.
But you had an interesting format for this episode.
Yeah.
First episode of the year, first episode of series 2.
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
And this is not an original idea at all.
No.
It is completely ripped off by my favourite YouTube drag duo called Novimpia.
Oh, yeah.
They're this British drag duo, and they're full-time content creators. One of them is like more like makeup, hair, I mean, they're both stunning. But the other one, there's Nova and Olympia. Olympia she's like a video editor. Yeah. So she's like you in this duo.
They both did the Nigella Lawson, didn't they?
Yeah, so they do loads of content. Like
Ready for my gob cave.
I just love them. Like I love them. But they have a monthly like release, and it's called The Shitters and the Faves.
Yeah.
Or The Faves and the Shitters.
Okay, so we've taken that idea, and
but I will say they stole the idea of Oprah.
Okay.
Oprah's favorite things.
There we go. That's fine.
So, but we're just basically stealing the idea, and then we're gonna call it The Tits and the Pits.
The Tits and the Pits, because this was so wonderful Ruth, who we referenced in the last episode.
Yeah.
My stepsister.
Yeah.
She said, "I want to know what your hits and your pits are of the year," and we ran through this over We did, and we we tried to go for sort of like a brunch and ended up just going for a kebab.
Yeah.
It was the only thing that was open around New Year's before I was getting on the train to go back to London to go back to Stockholm.
Yeah.
And she sort of like said, so what have been your hits and what have been your pits? So we've changed it to the tits, because it's the tits
Yeah.
and the pits.
And that's from my friend Soph. Whenever she says she likes something, she'll just say it's the absolute tits. And I just think that's really funny.
I think that's really fun. Yeah.
So the tits is a good thing. The pits is a bad thing.
Tits are good. Pits are... Two gay men saying that?
Yeah. But
Yeah.
for the everyday viewer...
Sometimes I like a good tit.
Yeah. The everyday viewer, it will be the absolute pits.
Yes.
The absolute tits, the absolute pits. So, and this is one way that we can catch up and just
Make a whole episode out of it.
have some structure to it whilst,
Yeah.
making it easier for ourselves.
I think this is really good. So who wants to go first? Do you want to rock, paper, scissors for it?
Go.
1, 2, 3. Okay, I thought we could go on shoot.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, shoot. Oh my God, how are you? 1,
Well, I
2,
won.
3, shoot.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, shoot. All right. So I won.
Right, so you go
Sorry.
first. So what is your first tit of the year?
Hang on, I've wrote it down in my notes. So, this is, what is it, January the 18th. So we're
It's the 18th of
looking
Jan.
back. And the last time we recorded was, we think it was around September, because it was before your wedding.
It was.
So, since then, my first absolute tit is my vape.
Is it actually?
My vape. And this was a, if anyone's been watching before or anyone that actually knows me, I am a chain smoker. I've been a chain smoker since I was 14. I'm 32 now, so that's like 18 years. And I finally got to the phase where I'm just tired of it.
Yeah.
Tired of smelling all the time, tired of people's faces when they get close to me. I'm tired of spending money on it. I'm just tired. Sorry, I need to get better at that. Like, whether
Just move the mic placement.
I just don't want to breathe on it.
Yeah, but you're not going to breathe on it. It's going to be fine. Lean your head to the side and then come back and go, yeah, yeah, yeah.
But you bought me a vape
I got you a vape.
for Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
And what's ironic is you told me, oh, I bought you this so I can smoke less.
Yes. Just because you said you wanted a vape.
Yeah, and you actually got me one.
Yeah.
I got this flavour smells like strawberries.
Nice.
So instead of smelling like cigarettes, I smell like strawberries. I do vape indoors.
Fair.
This girl in my office the other day, she was like, oh, it smells like strawberries. And I was like, okay.
It's not me. You were like, it's not me, it's me.
And like the nice thing about quitting cigarettes is, it's only been a few weeks, and I've been having like the odd one here and there.
Yeah.
But oh God, man, like I can smell my entire wardrobe smells like cigarettes. Like I walk into my apartment, I'm like, why does it smell? And it's my wardrobe.
It is a very, very powerful smell. I do remember those days. And it's, yeah. No, I totally get that.
It fucking stings. And then also, I'm sleeping like I'm dead. Like I've
I wish
never
I had
had
that.
the deepest sleep in my life. Well, since I was 14, I guess. Also, the erections. I have no problem with it, all right? Okay.
You're not a Viagra queen.
Jesus, these morning woods. They're like, my boss was like, why was you late the other day? I was like, I was waiting for my hard-on to go.
Did you actually say that?
No, of course I
Can you
didn't.
imagine, HR?
And I'm just like rocking around my apartment with a 20-minute hard-on. Now the carbon monoxide's gone.
It's just funny that you said 20 minutes. Before you said minute, I was like,
Yeah, man.
My
vape. Love my vape.
love it.
And I know that it's like everyone's like, oh, but it's still not good for you. It's still no. And I'm
Better
like,
than cigarettes.
yeah, that's what they say. If you smoke, get a vape. If you don't smoke, don't vape.
I agree. I agree with that sentiment entirely. It is, it's everything's bad for you. Like, we live in a country which is basically prohibition. Like it's hard to get alcohol here.
I think they I mean, we spoke about it before. I don't think it works.
Like this was definitely something that the team at the current job I'm working at. So the team I'm working with, and I can remember they came up to me at the Christmas party and just went, "Look, we just don't want to seem like idiots." And I was like, "You know, like what?" And they just went, "We tried so hard just to." And we just feel like it's not possible in Sweden. I was like, what? And I went, oh, you tried to get me a bottle of wine, didn't you, for Christmas? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, can't do it. Sweden, can't buy me a bottle of wine. And they were just like there going like, okay, because we were sitting there going like, is it something we're doing? Are we, it's, and they just went, we felt so stupid. And I was just like, no, don't. Every single time in production has been like.
Do you mean like order it online and
Yeah.
send it to your house?
Yes.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't do that.
It's impossible. And like, I've had so many people say like, we just tried to get you. And I was like, was it a bottle of wine? They're like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, can't do it.
Yeah. I don't think it works. I think you just end up stocking up.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you've got a box of wine. I never drank wine out of a box until I moved to Sweden.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be like, oh, I've got some friends over. It's Saturday after 3 p.m. I've got nothing in. Like,
time to crash the system.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that was your
tits. Absolute tits. Love my vape.
That was your first tit.
Yes.
My first tit is the big one. So in October /September, where if you count the legal or the party date, Dan and I got married.
Yay! It's not as good as my vape, but okay.
I can honestly say it was the happiest day of my life.
It was a beautiful day.
It was a phenomenal day. Even like the ceremony here in Sweden, it was fantastic.
That was a great day.
That was a great day. The fact that he turned to me and said, do you take Dan to be your wife?
Yeah. All right. Let's start again.
I didn't need to...
So we showed up to the registry office.
Okay.
It's called the City Hall, right?
Yeah, Tits.
I was invited. I was there.
Yeah.
I signed for you.
You were one of the witnesses. Yeah.
I was best man.
Yeah.
For that day anyway.
You were. Of course you were.
100%.
100%.
And then you guys were there. You were there. We were in this beautiful room. The light was shining through. It was like, was it late September?
Yeah.
And then there was this old man, and I knew it was
wearing sneakers.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
but very official looking.
He had like this whole like traditional robe on, and he was wearing like A6 sneakers, and I was like, oh, this feels a bit, I don't know. And then you guys were staring at each other, and it was a beautiful moment. And then he said to you, will you take Dan to be your lawfully wedded husband? Then he turned to Dan to be your lawfully wedded.
You got it the wrong way around.
Will you take Sam to be your lawfully wedded
husband?
Will you take Dan to be your lawfully wedded wife?
Yeah.
And then everyone in the room just kind of looked at each other. And I think the guy decided to double down.
Yeah, he was like, to love her, to cherish her. Do you know what? In all fairness to Stad Sousa, in all fairness to him, and I don't want him to feel bad at all.
We all fucking knew it.
I'm not.
We all knew.
It's my husband. I'm not allowed to agree anymore.
We all knew Dan was the wife.
But no, I feel bad because it's like, he's in there the last 5 minutes and he's going Swedish, English, Swedish, English, Swedish, Swedish, English, English. Of course he's going to get confused. And then suddenly he's like, now I have to do gay as well.
It was very cute.
It was very
We
cute.
all just had like politely giggled to each other. Then we went to the local around the corner. We got some fizzy wine.
Thank you for that, by the way. That was you and Rico, and that was just like stunning.
Yeah.
Thank you for the fizzy wine.
It was all right. I was like, can I have no expense spared, kind of your finest bottle of house wine, please?
Your finest house carpet. French, I don't know her.
Then we went for a Greek.
Went for a Greek, which is a prelude to the
big wedding.
The big wedding. So Dan and I decided early on that, our favourite place is Lindos, is the island of Rhodes.
Yeah.
And we want to get married there. And we'd done a lot of things. This is the first time we went. We'd done a lot of things Dan wanted to do. And I went, I want a spa. That's all, I want a good massage. I want someone to basically pummel my back into submission.
Right.
And love that. And so he didn't find a spa, but he found this old bath place, which had a beach club, all this sort of stuff. And that was Calafia Springs.
Yeah.
And then we saw a sign saying, "Oh, get married here." And we both went, "Oh." And actually, with the team at Lindos Weddings, we managed to make it happen.
It was beautiful.
It was phenomenal.
It was a great location.
Location was stunning. The food was incredible.
The food was great.
Yeah. The wine was incredible. So we basically we got introduced to the caterers by the wedding planners.
Yeah.
And beautiful team, like two sisters. One's front of house, one's back of house, and they're both, working tirelessly hard. And the food was incredible, but I love it because they came with such Greek energy.
Yeah.
Like, so the meeting beforehand, and Dan is like in full stress mode.
Yeah.
And there's a moment where she's like, they're going like, "Yeah, but you said this in the last meeting." Dan's like, "I don't think we did." She went, "They've got it written here." And we're looking, and she went, "But it's in Greek." And there was a moment where she turned to him and she just went, and we were struggling to pay because the internet was a bit shaky. And there was a hilarious moment where like she sits there and she's, on tech support. And then she turns to Dan and goes, "You look stressed." "No stress. This is Greece. We don't do stress." She then looks at the pay terminal and goes, "Ah," screaming at it. And, but it was phenomenal. The food was great. The wine, we went to a place in Lindos called Cava Cantina, wonderful American couple. And they've basically tried all of the Greek wine.
The wine was good.
The wine was good.
The wine was fantastic.
Yeah.
And you were worried that you weren't going to get through it. And I said, "Don't worry about that, babe. It's a British wedding."
I feel like we need to talk about our wonderful friend Holly, who at the end of the night just went, "You know how there's always wine left over? Or there's always alcohol left over?" And I went, "Yeah, we've got rum, vodka, gin. What would you like?" And she went, "Yes."
Do you know what they did? So Georgie boy,
Yeah.
boy, he was they got a little villa to get them for, and they were telling me, I can't remember what it was, but George was telling me that they ended up getting a cab home quite late. It was like 3 a.m. or something, and it was like this young like Greek lady. She like borrowed someone's car and she was just doing a little Uber thing or whatever.
Yeah.
And then George was like, they were having such a good time with her that they gave her a bottle of rum as like payment.
Yeah.
And then they were like, "Do you want to come in?" She was like, No.
That was the best thing ever. And then we also like he was just in the front, just going like, and she was like, "Oh, my boyfriend." And he's like, "Have you got?" And George is just there going, "Have you got a photo?" She's like texting, and like, what was it?
That's a really good George impression.
Alex is in the back, typical Swedish, just there going like, eyes on the road. And she's like, "No, it is fine." And she's driving 80 miles an hour and she's texting at the set. She's like, "Where is this Instagram
Up
from?"
and down a mountain.
Yeah. So, and what I think was great for me at the wedding was just like Dan's family, my family.
Yeah.
Some of my family haven't traveled since COVID.
Yeah.
And also like all of our friends just all mixing together.
Yeah, it was a good vibe.
It was insane. It was, I could not have asked for a better day.
Our friends Cleo and Emil, we spoke about them before. I went to visit them in Copenhagen a couple of weeks ago and they were at your wedding. And they were saying, "We love British weddings because everyone's so friendly." Like your Uncle Brian just pointed at them and said, "I want to talk to you." And I was like, "Yeah, man, that's the vibe." And they were like, they're Danish, but they were like, "Oh, Scandinavians are not really like that."
Yeah.
They were like, "We've been to 2 British weddings and they've both been like that." I was like, "Yeah, that's why there's an open bar."
I love this.
Yeah.
I absolutely love this. And it was sort of like, my stepsisters had an amazing time. My cousins all had an amazing time. I had my, Simone, Chris, and the kids all came from Australia.
That's wild.
There was a hilarious moment where I just went, "I can't believe you guys are coming." Because there was a moment where it was like, "Is it going to be too costly?"
Yeah.
And they went, "Okay, we're coming." And I just went, "I'm just made up that you're coming." And then Chris let the thing slip a little bit. He went, "Oh, mate, I'm buzzing."
Yeah.
I'm buzzing. Gay wedding, wouldn't miss it for the world. And then he instantly corrected himself. He went, "Your wedding. Your wedding, wouldn't miss it for the..."
Which is also gay.
Which is also gay. It was, So I would say my biggest tit of the year had to be
The
getting married.
absolute tits.
The absolute tits was getting married to the love of my life.
Oh, I had a wonderful day as well.
Yeah.
It was a great day.
Oh,
It was a long day.
is that your next tit? Nope.
No. Well, I thought you'd bring it up.
Okay, so what is your next tit?
Okay. So right now... Oh, no, it's the pits.
Oh, we do one tit and then one pit.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
It's my first pit. I think we could have just left that in.
We could have.
My first pit is fucking moving.
You've done it a lot recently.
Oh my God. So on our Sweden episode, you complained about Uber delivery. And
Uber's the one I didn't complain about.
Okay, food delivery.
Uber should sponsor us.
And I complained about housing security.
Yes,
And that's something that we can... Because I recently went for a breakup. Don't want to talk about it, but
We went
there
on
it is. So I had to move out. So I moved into one place. And after a week of living there, the guy was like, oh, you need to move out. They're going to renovate, and they need to renovate within 2 months. Like, and then that day, he texted me. I was like, oh, that's a bummer. That's really annoying. Trying to be sweet with him because in that situation, they got given a new apartment. So I was like, oh, maybe I can move into that one. But then when I went home, there was like a letter through the door saying that he's actually opted in to this.
Oh, no.
I doubt he's ever going to listen to this, but just so you know, I know. Gustav. Pretended like I didn't because I wanted my deposit back. But yeah, I knew. And then, so that's annoying. But then we've discussed the whole first-hand, second-hand thing. That was a second-hand. The first-hand is essentially your right to rental.
Yeah.
But now I've got one of them. But it's from, so I had to be out my new place on the 27th. Only just moved in, so put everything else, unpacked, wait 2 months, packed. And then I got a first-hand, but it's from Feb.
Hey, but at least you got a first hand, which is good. But
Yeah.
obviously you've got that middle ground that you have to
I've
cover.
got that middle month.
Yeah.
And it's also from the 27th of Jan.
Oh,
I'm not made of money, and my savings is basically a fucking thermostat. It goes up, it goes down. Right now it's down.
yeah.
So now I'm living in a temp situation. It's kind of depressing.
Yeah.
Surrounded by boxes. It's not my highlight.
No.
The other day I was like, if I don't wake up tomorrow and my mum has to pick me up in this apartment, I will be mortified. I'll be dead, but I will be so... Oh, God, is this how he's living? I'll be like, oh, my gosh. Every morning I wake up and I'm like, one more day.
Yeah. You're counting the days on the calendar.
2 weeks on Monday, baby. I get the new keys. Then I can buy my own furniture and I can put this behind me.
And we can have a building party. Come and help you build everything.
So I kind of want to get, like, you know, the apothecary table.
The
that
apothecary table.
that I gave you.
I ploughed some holes into.
Like solid wood furniture, second-hand pieces.
Yeah.
That's what I want. Something
Okay.
I can buy and sell. I had it in London, but I sold it all.
Yeah. If at any point you need someone to drive, I do have a license.
This is the good thing as well. So Tip Tap,
Yeah.
like a man with a van app in Stockholm. The guy gave me his number. And at the time, I thought it was hitting on me. Maybe it was hopeful thinking because he was kind of fit.
Yeah.
Alexander, if you're out there. And then when he moved in, I have like this fucking liter of lube. And it was just on my kitchen side when he was dropping the stuff off. And he looked at it and then he says, do you want my number? And I was like... But it wasn't. It was just so he's like, just text me, it will be cheaper.
Yeah.
So then he moved me to this place. He's going to move me to the next place.
Nice.
It's
Love
just,
it.
I'm just sick of moving.
Yeah, I know. I
Yeah.
get that. I totally get that.
I'm so tired of it.
Yeah.
But now I don't have to think about it.
No, I totally get that.
Yeah.
It's hopefully this is the last time you'll have to move for a while. unless something miraculous comes up.
Exactly.
This is the last time you have to move in a negative way.
It's a little bit further out, but I don't have to move just because some dickhead is deciding that, I don't know.
Yeah.
People who first hands are.
Yeah.
It can be a nightmare.
Yeah. Get Gustav.
Fucking Gustav. Do you know what's really...
What?
Well, it really takes the biscuit.
What tastes biscuit?
Because he used to work for my ex-boyfriend.
Ooh.
They know each other.
Shit.
I don't know if they're like friends or whatever, but when I spoke to him, he was like, "Oh my God, I know that guy." I was like, "I thought so."
No. Okay.
So very close to God.
Oh my God. Chuck it in the fuck it bucket. You're out of that place.
Fuck it bucket.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
The fuck it bucket. I love the fuck it bucket. It's not a sex toy.
Could be.
Could be.
All right.
So my pits is, so we've moved, swiftly from the, I don't have a job and insecurity around that into the stress of work. My pits is the stress of work. It's very stressful at the moment.
Yeah.
It's sort of, it takes a little bit of a toll.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's, I feel like industry-wise, we've gone from, we're still in the throes of it. Like I've talked about this quite a lot. We've talked about this on the work episode that last year, 80% of the workforce was out of work, or 80% of the production was out of work, meaning 75% of the workforce was out of work. And, we've now moved into this year and just hearing stories from people who are in work, the 45% that is in work at this moment in time. They're just all saying it's a race to the bottom. Everyone's demanding, I'm on a very good production, which is paying me the closest I've ever got to the union minimums, which is really good. But I know a lot of people who are seriously contending with harsh conditions and harsh work practices. Like, they're really, and less pay.
Yeah.
It's the entire industry is in freefall, whether that's Sweden, whether that's the UK, whether that's the US.
Can you explain this to me the other day?
Yeah.
Because it's like a knock-on effect, right? So obviously we know there's the writers' strike affected a lot.
Yeah, affected pre-production, which has a massive knock-on effect.
But then you told me then it's kind of knocked over to less advertising money.
Less money through advertising, which means there's less money being made on productions.
Yeah.
Yeah, which means there's less money for productions.
Yeah.
So the whole thing is described as a perfect storm.
Yeah.
This is, I think, 2023, 2024 were the worst years ever for the British film and TV industry.
Because there is less stuff out there now.
There was massively less stuff out there.
And the gaps between, like, I'm a big fan of Game of Thrones and stuff. Yep. The gap between House of Dragon was like 2 years.
Yeah,
and there's going to be another 2-year gap as well.
Yeah. That's because there's just not enough revenue in it.
Yeah.
So you're finding a lot of
episodes.
Yeah.
There's less episodes as well.
Less episodes as well. Yeah. Less money affects the whole process, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to put out an inferior product.
No.
Especially if you're Game of Thrones. Like they're,
They've already done it.
We're talking about Series 8, right? Yeah, we won't go there. But that was a kick in the crotch, wasn't it? That was, I felt my left tit get knocked by a foot. It was awful.
Dumb and Dumberer.
Yeah. So that whole situation is part of a perfect storm. And this perfect storm has been rocking for ages, and the only way we're going to climb out of it, because obviously less advertising is driven by less money within people spending, less people, it's been a tough time for everyone. I feel that there's the credit crunch, everyone's been living under new costs. It's like, what was it? Dan and I went back to the UK and we went to Pret. I had a sandwich and a coffee. He had a coffee and a cake, and it came to £18.75.
Mate.
In Pret.
And also, if you're paying in crowns,
that was 260 crowns.
Because the crown's worth
Yeah.
It's really shit.
It's
at the
gone
minute.
down.
Yeah,
Great if you're getting paid in pounds.
I was in London in December, and I felt I was like, oh my god,
Yeah, it hurts.
this is so bad.
Yeah. It's like, it's now cheaper to get a pint in Sweden.
Which is wild.
Wild to me.
Yeah.
I used to arrive back in the UK and go, wait, beep,
Yeah.
beep, beep, beep. Now I'm
Best
just
for
like there
everyone.
going like, Jesus Christ, I arrived back in Sweden and I'm like, oh, thank God, beep. Not buying anyone else a drink. But, so that was, that's definitely one of my pits, is that it's just been, work at this moment in time is stressful. I'm very lucky to have a job. I'm very happy to have a job. It's just, the whole industry is going through a bit of a tumultuous time.
Yeah, you do seem down.
I do seem a bit down. I'm a bit deflated. I'm a
Stressed.
bit, yeah. But that's, we'll
My advice: are you taking vitamin D?
yeah. Vitamin D, regular D.
Yeah.
I'm sure these things will help. But no, so that's my pit. And I suppose that leads us nicely into your next tit. You love these sounds, right?
I love the sounds, but I also love my
Your tit.
Your topics are really like. So you've had the wedding.
Yeah.
You've had
Stress at work.
the stress of work,
Yeah.
a broken industry.
Yeah.
So right now,
vape.
I'm really into Chinese pickled vegetables.
Chinese pickled vegetables. All right,
Yeah.
help me here. Chinese pickled vegetables. What are?
So Rico, our good friend Rico, we spoke about a lot. He will come on at one point.
Yeah.
He and his partner Anson, they've been together for a while now. They like to go on Anson's Chinese, so they go to China and they go through like 9 cities of China. I usually look after their cat, and they come back and they bring me goodies.
Yes.
One time they gave me pickled mustard greens, and they're in a little plastic vacuumed packet. Have you ever had them?
No.
So you just throw them in a stir fry, and the taste of them is so unique. It's nothing that I've ever experienced. A good YouTube I look at is Chinese Cooking Demystified. The guy's a bit of a plonker. He's a bit slimy. He's a bit like, I know it all. But I started getting into, there's like loads of different kinds. So then I went to the Chinese supermarket, the one in Circletorp, the big one.
The pricey one.
These pickled vegetables are 20 crowns a piece. I
Oh
got
my
one for
God.
8 crowns. And that was like a pickled spice radish.
Okay.
You can get pickled mustard greens, I told you, pickled cowpea. I'm not going to try and pronounce the Chinese names because I can't.
Go on.
I just got like an assortment. And then anytime you do a stir fry, because I'm really into cabbage at the minute, I love a bit of cabbage.
Yeah. I love cabbage. Cabbage does not love me.
I feel ridiculous. But yeah, Chinese pickled vegetables. They're actually called that, pickled vegetables. I'll show you later. Maybe I'll get you a couple because they must be
Please do.
vegan.
Please do.
They might have, I'll have to check. They might have fish sauce in it.
No
but
cabbage.
No cabbage. Okay.
Cabbage is a bit of bit of an issue for me.
Oh God, everything is.
I know. Tell me about it. It's just honestly, like that should have been one of the pits, but no.
The shits, eh?
That should have been one of the shits. No, I visited a dietitian last year, and basically I'm a little bit allergic to FODMAPs. So what that means is,
God, you
I
can't eat
know.
anything.
Well, then so I said, so what does that mean? They were like, oh, so like the main hitters are sort of like onions, garlic, lentils, chickpeas, and I was like, oh God. And then they were like vegetables, and I was like, for fuck's sake,
Bread.
the vegan, bread's fine.
Because that's all you can eat.
Yeah.
You can eat bread.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I can eat, because there was a moment when she sat there and she said, onions and garlic. I was like, I'm part Indian. That's not an issue.
It's like the start of anything good.
It's the start of everything. It's like any basis for the sauce.
If I don't have an onion in the fridge, I do start getting a bit worried.
Yeah.
It is the base of a lot.
If I run out of rice, my ancestors cry.
You managed to work the fact that you're part Indian to every single
every
conversation.
I know.
Not every episode, every conversation we have.
Yeah.
New Year's Eve, fireworks. I'm Indian. We love it.
Well, that's because you were panicking. You were like, they're like, oh my God, it's a firework 50 meters away from me.
No, because it's a bunch of like 20-year-olds who have got a bottle of Prosecco and a firework in one hand. It doesn't put me at ease. They're explosives.
So?
Okay, all right.
Tell me your why about tell me your why.
All right, so that's the absolute
vegetables.
tits. Chinese pickled
Chinese pickled vegetables.
vegetables.
I love it. Do you know I've had similar stuff growing up, like auntie. This is where it gets confusing. So I have my auntie Kim, and then her friend, also a midwife, also from Malaysia, other auntie Kim.
Yeah.
So other auntie Kim makes a Malaysian pickle called acha.
Okay.
Absolutely great.
Yeah.
Love this. Every single time I'm back, it's just like, can you take some acha? I'm like, no, I only have hand luggage. I'll probably get stopped. The other thing she makes is sambal, which is this wonderful, wonderful sort of like chili sauce.
Yeah.
And it's the most gorgeous thing. I don't know if I can have it anymore because I think it does contain some like fermented fish paste or fish sauce.
They like a bit of fish sauce over there.
They do. So I need to ask her to make one.
So this is kind of on the same topic, but I watched Chinese Cooking Demystified. The guy is an American guy. His wife's really cool. Whatever. But my new YouTube, I just pop it on. I have YouTube Premium, so just keep going, no ads, whatever. It's so relaxing. It's called Dancing Bacon. And so they're like, I think they're brother and sister. I think the guy whose YouTube it is, I think he's from China. They travel around a lot, like Asia, and they do like street food videos. They don't talk in it. So then you'll watch like people making street food and like how it's made and stuff. It's very inspiring. It's very relaxing if you can just put it on in the background.
Yeah.
But they have a lot of episodes in Thailand, Malaysia, Vietnam. They do a lot of like Japan stuff.
Okay.
I would check it out if you just want something easy.
I want to give that a check out. That sounds like a really cool thing.
There's one episode where it was like, so in China now they have drone food delivery. You can watch the entire video. He ordered a KFC and it came by drone.
This is the same as the people in America where it's just like, it's just like, my KFC and suddenly it drops it on the roof next door. It's like, you just see this chicken box just go. He's like sitting there going like, oh, hell no. And he's just looking at his chicken, just going like, it's like, and he's on to the tech support. He's on to like customer service. And they're just like, where is it? He's like, girl, I can see it. They're like, go grab it. He's like, it's on the other roof.
Love that.
Oh, I love that. But no, so my
tit, yeah.
My second
the
tit.
Absolute tits.
The absolute tits. I got my office back.
What office?
This office.
You've had this for ages.
I know, but we're talking about last year. I'm talking about last year. You're talking about this year.
I'm talking about since we last recorded.
Oh.
But yeah, the office.
The office.
You've got a TV in the office.
I now have a TV in the office. Yes, I bit the bullet and I've now got glass. I've now got a client viewing panel.
It's fantastic.
It is fantastic. It is really, really good. Hooks up to the Avid like there's no tomorrow. I also have a broadcast viewing monitor thanks to ISO. So I am fully integrated, looking at stuff as it should be looked at.
Yeah.
It's really good. I actually know how to calibrate these fuckers as well, which is really good.
I always call it your studio.
I call it a suite.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet life in Zach and Cody.
It's definitely a sweet life. It's, but like, yeah. So I feel like, it's our podcast studio. It's, our occasional place to hang out when we don't want to go to a bar and we're antisocial.
Cheap beers.
Yeah.
Also play on the pool table a little now and
Play
again.
on the pool table a little bit again. Yeah.
It's in Zinkenstein, so there's a shitload of nice restaurants around.
Hell yeah. Masala.
The South Side is our local.
It is our local. It's a good local.
And then also what's good is that you're not, I don't want to say it wrong, but there's that Chinese place that's only open up for lunch.
Lao.
Lao, yeah. They do like a little free kind of dish thing. And
Oh my God,
it's like a really good price. It's
129 crowns. You
Yeah.
get free. So I get the spicy Szechuan tofu. I get the. I hope it's like the sweet potato noodles. They're like chewy. They're gorgeous, and you also get either haricot vert, which for those of us in English are green beans.
Copy. You can get them pickled.
Yeah, or you can get them pickled as well. And you also have what's the other thing? Or it's aubergine. And
What's the little wrap thing?
I'm not going to say the Chinese name because I have absolutely no idea.
Okay.
You're going to get it.
I'm going to Google it.
He's going to Google it. You're not going to be able to pronounce it.
I will give it my best shot.
Or was it like something like Zhangbing?
Oh, God, we're not going to get it. Okay, so this is the president of China. So it's not that. That one was a slow burn.
That is a slow burn. We won't go back to that one.
Okay. Winter skin.
Winter skin.
Winter skin.
Okay.
So we've actually had quite a mild.
Is this the photo you sent me earlier of you basically doing your best
fucking mess
Dune impression? Honestly, when you sent me that photo, I thought you were about to sit there and go like, my sand, my Dune.
Yeah. That's how I'm feeling. Fuck me.
Krusty, you need that bath he has.
Yeah, like just fucking petroleum, like something industrial.
You look okay.
No, I don't, mate. I feel shit. I'm getting these ridge. It's just the winter time. It really fucks me up.
Yeah.
And so I spent all day like creaming, moisturizing. I have 2 types of body moisturizers, 3 face creams.
Yeah.
All right, it's getting a bit silly now. I'm starting to feel the age. I was in the pub the other night, and one of my work colleagues, I'm not going to say his name, but he told me he was 37. I thought he was in his 20s. And like early 20s.
Yeah. Skincare is a big thing here.
And now I asked him what his skincare routine is. And he said a bar of fucking soap.
Oh my God, straight white man.
No.
Oh.
Chinese faggot. Really big on China this episode. Love him. Absolute diva.
Oh God. Okay.
A bar of fucking soap. And I'm there. I sent you a face. I put it on Instagram as well. Me with my little vitamin C face mask. Just polishing a turd. Honest fucking
My
God.
Dune.
It really...
I can't.
I don't know what it is about this time of year. And we've had quite a mild one.
We have had quite a mild one. What was it? Dan has been a bit of a sicky Sue recently, which means he's cracked out the humidifiers again. There was a moment where I walked in and just went, okay, enough with he's got 2 humidifiers going. He's got eucalyptus. He's emptied an entire bottle of eucalyptus into the diffuser. Honestly, it was like walking into a Vicks factory.
Yeah. Or Callum's been round and been vaping.
Yeah. So it's just like, and I was like, it was hilarious because I sort of like just went, oh God, I can breathe again.
Yeah.
But so yeah, maybe that's kept my skin kind of okay.
Yeah, I was going to say you look fantastic. This is a non-visual episode, but I'm just looking at Sam's face right now. His beard looks wonderfully shaped, full, thick.
This is unkempt for me.
Skin looks glowing. You look great.
I don't understand how.
It's all that fucking eucalyptus, babe.
It's all that eucalyptus. I love it.
Yeah.
So, okay, so winter skin.
Yeah, this is a
That's
short
yours.
one, to the point.
Okay, short one. My pits, my second pits is a big one. Mental health.
Oh, yeah, we've already touched on that.
Yeah, I feel like my mental health has suffered over the last year, 2 years. And it's, and it's something like maybe I've hit midlife crisis. Maybe I've hit the point where I'm like, what do I want to do for the future? What do I see myself doing in the future? What do I want to achieve? And that goes into my, my final tit, which is coming up. But it's sort of, it's forced me to ask a lot of questions.
Okay.
We live in we live in a country which is, you know, in some ways very, very good for mental health.
Yeah.
In other ways, absolutely terrible for mental health.
I will say, I've known you well for, especially since we started doing this. I've known you quite. I know you well. You're one of my closest friends now. I think seasonal depression gets you by the bollocks and just punches you in it.
I think that is true, but I also think, you know, there's sort of like, you know, there's a lot of outside influences which have also affected me mentally. And, you know, I think, you know, it's little elements of kindness that sort of makes you really good. There was a moment where Dan turned to me and he said, one of the things I love is on a Saturday, you get up and you make me breakfast. I'm sitting there thinking in the back of my head going like, I do that because I'm hungry. And I don't like eating alone.
Yeah.
I'm always hungry. But I do love cooking for him. I do love making something that he enjoys eating. And, you know, we eat breakfast together and we watch
You're a feeder.
The Traitors.
You're a feeder.
Yeah, we watched the UK Traitors together. All 3 episodes back
I've
to
been
back.
seeing a lot of memes.
It's very good. Claudia Winkleman is a hun.
Oh, yeah. Is she in it? I've not watched it.
She's the host. She's the host of the
She's a
UK
good
one.
host.
The host of the American series, which currently has Bob the Drag Queen
Yeah.
on it, which is amazing to me. But it is hosted by, you know, our fellow sister, Alan Cumming.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay, we're getting distracted.
We get very distracted.
Mental health.
Okay, mental health.
You do need to look after yourself, babe.
I do need to look after myself.
And
I have
also
a great support network around me. I'm just really bad at asking for the support.
Yeah.
So I do know that. And I think, you know, like there's, especially since we started recording, there was, you know, and no one knows why she's passed away. But I have been quite affected by the death of the Vivian.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's just like, you know, when you see one of those people who've just got so much stuff going for them.
Yeah.
They're so, you know, like they're one of the flag flyers for our community.
Yeah.
To suddenly not be there anymore.
She was only 32.
32.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I sit there and I feel, you know, like these sort of things, just, you know, there's a lot of negativity in the world. And, you know, I do applaud people who can sit there and say, you know, like, I can handle this amount, I can't handle this amount, so I'm going to come off social media a little bit.
Yeah.
Take a step back. And I've done that. I've taken a massive step back. I just don't feel like posting anything at the moment, which is quite upsetting.
Yeah.
But I want to get back into it. I want to.
But that's the good thing about social media. When people get wrapped up into it, you just turn it off.
Yeah.
That's all. You delete the app. Put it in a little folder, out of the way.
Yeah. But there is also, there is sometimes where I just want to be able to sort of, come on TikTok and just say, I'm not okay. But I will be.
I've got my, speaking about getting you by the balls, I've got my algorithm by the balls. So it's literally Gemma Collins memes, which I love.
Yeah.
Food, drag, clothes. I don't really have any depressing shit on it. I do have really fit,
this comes
buff.
To my third pits.
I do have really buff guys. That makes me feel a bit shit.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I need to go to the gym. Whatever.
Yeah.
Like, move on.
Yeah.
They probably don't even look like that.
No. No. I can tell you what, honest to God, lighting is a thing.
Yeah.
And all these stuff. But that being said, I don't know. I get, you meet people who are on TV and stuff like that, and you're like, cool. And then suddenly you're like, wow. And they are like snatched. And you're just like, okay, you didn't look like that on the screen. On the screen, I thought, maybe there's a chance I can look set. No.
I don't know. It's hard because mental health is it's a very individual thing. Obviously, you can always talk to me and stuff like that.
Yes.
But my thing is always remember that it's only for now.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah.
It is only for now.
It's only for now.
Things will get better. Things will change. Things will
Things
adapt.
shift.
Exactly.
Things move.
Yeah.
And just take care of yourself.
Yeah. I think that leads us nicely into your next tit.
Your next tit.
Okay, so your final tit, your third tit of the evening.
So,
Is it as big as my tits and pits?
I don't know. Recently, so I'm a designer.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah.
They know that.
They know that.
But recently, I've fallen back in love with designing. I don't know what it is, but the past year, I think maybe I joined a new team. I started designing shirts. Before that, I did loungewear, underwear, swim, all of that.
Yep.
But now my product's actually been released into the wild. It looks fantastic. I've just been like reflecting over what I've been doing over the past year, and I've just really loved my job again. And this time last year, I was having a really hard time with it.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, it was really, really hard. But this year, I'm like, I don't know, I just love my job, and I love every part of it now.
Yeah.
So yeah, designing, and I feel like I've been working for this summer. It'll be 10 years, which feels like I'm throwing my weight around, but I'm not. It's just, I don't know. Maybe things come with age. Maybe it's being over 30. But like, I feel like I've got really good in like, well, not really good, but I've got good in like the past 2 years, and I don't know. I can see it now, and I love it even more.
That's really good. I'm really happy for you. I'm really glad about that. And
Yeah.
so what are you designing now for the, as we should say, the nondescript Swedish brand that you work for?
So I designed the men's shirts for street, athleisure, and casual.
Nice.
The casual's the new one. I've done casual wear before.
Yeah.
But what I really love is the athleisure.
Ooh.
And that's the kind of Stole Islandy, CP company, just almost sportswear but not sportswear, almost casual wear but not casual wear, a bit chavvy, a bit flannels, if you know flannels.
Yeah. Any grey sweatpants coming on the way?
Lots of grey sweatpants.
Brilliant. Thank you for that.
I'm not designing that, but
Service to my country.
it's actually my favourite part of it because it's more like technical, so I can get really into the product and the ins and outs. And
I love it.
okay, that's
So,
my final tits. I've
that's
got
your
one
final
more
tit?
tits left. What's your next tit?
So my next tit is, and I'm going by the whole year effectively, just because that's kind of where I wanted to go.
Yeah.
So I would say my last tit is I got gayer. And I love it.
I think, yeah, when I was at the wedding,
Yeah.
you and Dan have got gayer.
Yeah.
But one of Dan's friends, I think Kashali,
Yeah.
she said he never watched Drag Race.
No, he didn't. No. This is like a new thing.
And I'm
for him.
guessing you didn't either. Like,
I didn't either. No, he got into it. I remember both, like our friend Carl, also at the wedding, basically said, like, do you watch Drag Race? And I just went, I just think Carl's in a straight line. He was like, no. And then I was just like, and it was sort of like, I had a recent thing in the office though. So my next door neighbor, Russell, there's a moment where I said about RuPaul and he went, what, the gay guy who had music in the 90s? And I just went, what?
yeah, we all live in a bubble.
Yeah. We live in a massive, big gay bubble.
Yeah.
Kind of a little bit like Glinda.
I feel a little bit responsible for being part of this. I love a gay clique. Gay clique.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that. Our little RuPaul's Drag Race viewing parties.
Not only that, I also feel like, doing the music videos with Seymour.
Exactly.
Getting exposed to
A little bit of drag.
a little bit, people from the LGBTQIA plus spectrum.
Yeah.
And it's been fantastic to sort of just see everyone thriving in their own life,
What was that show we
struggles,
went to?
the
Halloween show.
Halloween show. We went there. Yeah.
That was a really good evening.
It was a really good evening. The no shoes rule did get Dan a little bit. He was a little bit like, what? I have to get my feet out.
Yeah.
But-
but whatever. Open bar.
Open bar. That
We
was
got our
really
money's worth.
It was really good. It was really, really good. And I do love that. I love, just being a bit more fabulous, a bit more queer, a bit more
Super gay.
other. Yeah.
My only regret in life is that I wasn't gayer.
Faster.
Drag queen, 18, London. That would have been me.
Yeah.
I was I mean, that's all pretty gay.
I mean, we're bringing the faggotry and the funduggery.
Yeah.
I think we're fine. So I would say that's definitely one of my highlights of the year is we both went and watched Wicked. That was a trip. That was amazing. And can I just say now, Cynthia Erivo's voice, she is pinnacle, absolute brilliance. Ariana Grande is a gay man trapped in a woman's body.
Tiny gay man.
Every single thing she did was a meme.
The hair flips, yeah.
The hair flips, the
The press that they've done since.
Yeah.
I mean, we're just a couple of gay guys that love Wicked, so it's not original, but it was pretty good. Do you know what really, like, when she was, no spoilers, but I think about it all the time, and it's my own joke, so I'm that guy.
Yeah.
We were sat in the theatre, and then Alphaba's mom gave birth to her, but she gave birth after she was cheating on her dad. And then I remember she was born and she was like green. And I remember just turning to you and just saying, got away with that one. And you just cackling. Like,
this poor Swedish cinema, they're just
yeah, cackling.
we're just cackling away.
But when we left that theatre, it was just gay guys and fag hags. Like everyone was feeling it. Like
it was great.
No.
It's like, I remember walking out there going, Tars. So I think that moves us nicely on to, we're going to end on a high note of our final pits. Okay, so the last pit of the episode.
Is it mine or yours? Yeah, it's mine.
It's yours, yeah.
Okay, so again, I just want to reflect on this recording. Do you remember when we tried to do our first record?
Yeah.
And mine was like super serious.
Yeah.
And yours was like fart jokes.
Yeah.
I think we've gone the opposite way.
We've gone the opposite way.
Yeah.
Seasonal depression.
So
It's kicking me in the bollocks this time.
Kitten videos. And this is actually kind of the tits, but also the pits.
Okay.
Because I've been watching a lot of kitten videos.
Yeah.
What's that? I think it's
Is it the cat screaming videos?
No, this is why it's the pits.
Okay.
It's when people abandon cats.
No.
Yes.
Oh, I can't.
When they abandon specifically pregnant cats. It's so fucking depressing. And it happens a lot in the world.
Yeah.
A lot in America, apparently. I think there was this like thing, is it Zodo? Something. It's like this channel.
Yeah.
They do a lot of rescue videos. And I think that's so depressing. And for some reason, I like rage watch them. And I really like it when people adopt them. They have the kittens and da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
But there is just far too many of them
Yeah.
for my liking.
Yeah.
So,
It's
kitten
so
videos.
hard. Yeah. It's hard though, isn't it? It's like, anyone who's sort of like, who's mean to animals, I'm just sort of like, I find that such a triggering
like,
point.
what the fuck, man? Like, just give it to someone else.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
how can you be cruel to a beautiful animal?
Yeah. I know. It's, that I find that very hard.
How do you abandon a cat?
I couldn't. I really, really couldn't. Neither could my mum. Like, I can remember we had a stray at one stage that was sort of, it was picking on our cat a little bit, but our cat was being a bit, like, just a bit unfriendly. And this poor cat was sort of like, and there was a moment where my mum found him, like, crawling. And very, very typical my mum. She's sort of like, she's going through cancer treatment. She's not feeling well herself. And she's crawling on the ground with this cat carrier, which is heavy. And, and this cat was, and this cat's just like there on its, but, like trying to escape, but not really, just very unwell.
Yeah.
And there was a moment where she just literally just, pulled a Jada Essence hold and went, look over there. This cat's like, what? And she just grabbed it and threw it in the cat carrier.
That's
And
her.
him, Scruff. We called him Scruff because he was scruffy. He looked like our Shadow, which is one of our, our male cat.
Okay.
Looked exactly like Shadow, but stoned. Shadow looks like ADHD. I'm on ecstasy, going, oh my god.
Yeah.
And literally, this other cat was like there, going like, had a spliff, might eat some food later. And it was. She got him to the vet, and he had a cyst so big in his stomach that it was spreading down to his legs.
Oh, God.
Like, they were like, he's on death's door.
Yeah.
And they said, and they were saying to my mum, like, how are you going to pay for
Is this a stray?
This is a stray. They were like, how are you going to pay for this? And my mum said, it's not my cat. They went, okay, then you need to take him to the hospital. There's an animal hospital in Milton Keynes. So she got him back in the car, went all the way to the hospital, and they were like, is this an abandoned cat? And she was like, yes, but I'm invested in his future. I've...
Like an RSPCA thing.
Yeah, and they went, okay. And they operated, and he lived.
Oh.
And she found him a home somewhere in Newton Leys, somewhere on the outskirts of Milton Keynes. And I think he's still alive to this day.
Bless him. I'm thinking about getting my own cat.
Are you?
Yeah. That's why these cat videos keep coming up.
Yeah.
Because I've been researching different like breeds and what I want to get.
Yeah.
I'm going to get one when I get my first apartment.
My aunt is like, what was it? Auntie Sheila has 7 dogs.
That's a lot.
It is a lot. But
having 2 dogs is like having 7
she
dogs.
loves the pack. She's always, she's always been, she was a cat person and then she got dogs. And,
Depends where you live.
Yeah. I mean, like, she lives in, deepest, darkest Buckinghamshire.
Yeah.
She's got oodles of room.
She can just open the back door and, yeah.
Yeah.
Countryside. It's really hard if you can't have 7 dogs in an apartment.
No, of course not. But I could, I can see a little rescue cat. I can see a little cute
I want to
cat.
get a little rescue. There's one in Naka. I've been looking them up. I need to book an appointment. I've got my eyes on a couple. I like small little women.
Yeah.
I think I spoke about this in the last one. He kept the cat, so
yeah.
I just miss having a little bit of a small animal to look after.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that might be something that's on my horizon soon. I've been putting a bit of money away so I can...
Oh, that's really sweet.
I'm thinking of getting a little Scottish Straight.
Okay. I can
I
see
don't know.
that.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But my algorithm, I did say earlier that my algorithm's perfect, except for the fucking abandoned kitten videos. Which I like to rage watch. What's yours?
So my final pits, and it's a big pit. It's a massive pit. It's a huge pit. And I think it's affected both me and Dan over the last, year and a half, 2 years and stuff like that. And it is the needless amount of war that is going on at this amount of time. It's a big trigger for our mental health. It's a big, it's a big trigger point. And, we're not going to go into specifics, but I feel like this is a very, very poignant moment where it's like, it's 2025.
Yeah.
At some point, we're going to have to learn to stop killing each other.
Yeah.
And we're going to have to learn to live together and live with each other. And to that, I'm going to put out a positive message, which was young, gay me. I've got rainbow makeup everywhere, and it's Pride.
When was that?
This was, I can't remember what year it was, but I was transitioning through Whitechapel Station.
Is that when you got your tits?
That's when I got my tits. I was transitioning through Whitechapel Station, which is a predominantly Muslim area of London, which is fabulous. If anyone ever wants to get like samosas and shit like that, the bottom end of Brick Lane is your favourite bet.
Yeah.
I have got some aloo chop that will... Oh, it was gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's, one of my favourite areas. And there was a lady wearing a hijab. And she was trying really hard. She had a kid in a carrier in one of the strollers, one of the prams. My English is failing me because, I've been living in Sweden too long. So when they're going like, what do I even call shit anymore? And, I said, do you want a hand? And she looked up, saw me, full gay regalia. And she went, oh yeah, thank you. And so I'm carrying this up. The kid's looking at me like, what the fuck is this? And we're going up the stairs and she went, and she made the joke, like, because she's wearing a hijab, she made the joke going like, you can't tell, but I'm smiling. Aww. And so we laughed. And then her sister came down and she went, I was coming back to help you. She went, nah, this young gentleman helped me. And she goes,
she proper Cockney as well.
Yeah, she was. And her sister just went, you can't tell, but I'm smiling. And she went, yeah, I've already made that joke. She's like, all right. So they're shouting at each other. We got to the top of the stairs, And they both looked at me and they went, "Thank you so much. Have a wonderful, happy Pride and stay safe." And I went, "You too. Bye."
Bless them.
And it's just, like we all come from different places. We all have different, religions. We have different sexualities. We have different genders. We, some of us live in the binary, some of us don't. But we are all human. We are all living creatures and we all deserve and demand respect from each other. We also showed a little bit of vulnerability,
100%.
which they like. 100%.
And has it been a year? When did we start doing
It's
this?
nearly been a year since we started recording. Obviously, we didn't punch out until, I think we can say it's been a year when we hit June. But hopefully we've got into a format where we're going to be doing a lot more audio. And, who knows? Maybe the cameras will upgrade as well.
Stop buying shit. Stop buying things.
Well, we'll let the audience, decide. So please reach out to us on itsavoicenote@gmail.com. You can reach us at It's a Voice Note, Not a Podcast at TikTok. It's a Voice Note, Not a Podcast on Instagram. And if you want to follow us and watch us on not this episode, but all the other episodes and some episodes coming in the future, maybe on some better cameras, it's a Voice Note, Not a Podcast on YouTube. But I feel like you're going to take us away with a little bit of cheers to the quiz.
Cheers to the quiz. Maybe. Oh, shit.
What do you mean you've forgotten it?
I've forgotten it.
You can't have forgotten it. This is our thing. Cheers to the quiz.
Cheers to the quiz.
May we be here for many years.
We design your clothes. We cut your hair.
Something
We
about
edit your
movies as
videos.
well. And all we ask.
Compliment. Oh, there he is.
So cheers to the quiz, everyone. We've not timed this well, have we?